So this has been a long time coming. This has been about 2 years in the making now, with CJ McCollum being traded away from the Portland Trailblazers. And if it sounds like I have a little bit of a dejected tone in my voice, I do. Coming into the NBA as a lottery pick out of Lehigh University, nobody wanted to give CJ McCollum a chance. Nobody wanted to see CJ McCollum thrive in the NBA. Nobody believed. And I'll admit, after the first couple seasons with CJ McCollum, he was pretty much a bench player who came off the bench sparingly. He didn't even play 1,000 minutes. He barely played over 10 minutes a game in his second season. But then, once he actually stepped on to the court as a lethal secondary option to Damian Lillard. At the time, you have a team in 2015, 2016 for the Portland Trailblazers that obviously consists of Damian Lillard. It consists of CJ McCollum. But I think what has to be remembered about CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard, CJ, in part with Damian Lillard, I'm not going to act like this was all CJ's doing, but CJ McCollum is reason number 1B as to why this Portland Trailblazers team never became what the Oklahoma City Thunder are right now. He is the reason why the Trailblazers didn't become what the Magic are now. CJ McCollum, along with Damian Lillard, saved the Portland Trailblazers franchise, because in that 2015-2016 year, where it was his first real full year as a starter, the best player on the team outside of Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum was Al-Farouq Aminu. And not only was that true for that year, that statement was true for a couple years until they got Nurkic and until they got Norman Powell. And for a fan base like the Portland Trailblazers, I think I speak for every single member of the fan base when I say thank you. CJ McCollum gave Portland Trailblazers fans, especially someone like me who's younger, who didn't see the team go to the finals in the 90s when they played the Bulls, someone like me who's younger who didn't really get to watch Brandon Roy play. I didn't really watch LaMarcus Aldridge's, majority of his prime. The only real playoff series I watched with LaMarcus Aldridge was the Houston Rockets series, where Damian Lillard ended up walking them off the court with a game winner. I'd have to say CJ McCollum is probably my second favorite Portland Trailblazers player ever that I've actually watched. He was as consistent as Dame was, and it's well overdue that he should have been an all-star at this point. He's going on 7 straight seasons now where he's averaged over 20 points a game. I doubt there's many players in the NBA right now who have that sort of streak going. And it's just sad because, like I said, this was a long time coming, but as a Trailblazers fan, I never wanted to see it happen, because whether I like to admit it or not, I loved watching CJ McCollum play basketball with Damian Lillard. Those two together were an incredible duo. And even though I do like the pieces that we got in the trade, even though I do like Josh Hart as a defender, I like what Nickeil Alexander-Walker can do as a secondary playmaker alongside Dame Lillard. I don't know much about Dide Lizuda, and with Tomas Satoransky, he's not going to play, so I'm not really going to talk about those two that much. But like I said, it's a sad day for Blazers fans. And I'll just end the video with kind of what I said earlier. I want to say thank you to CJ McCollum, because without CJ McCollum, there's not a single other young player that has developed in Portland. Not Nasir Little to the extent that we wanted him. Anthony Simons has had a decent year this year, but this is about year 4 or 5 for Simons now. Maybe it's 3 or 4. Either way, nobody has developed at the rate CJ McCollum has developed for the Portland Trailblazers. Not Zach Collins, not Alan Crabb, not Mason Plumlee, not anyone that's young that was on that roster within the same time frame as CJ McCollum. And for that, like I said, I thank him, because without CJ McCollum, even though they get swept in the conference finals a few years ago, they don't make the conference finals without CJ McCollum. They don't beat the Nuggets that year without CJ McCollum. They don't make it into the playoffs in the bubble in Orlando without CJ McCollum playing with a broken back. You know? And I don't think he's going to I would doubt he's going to see this, but you know, if CJ McCollum does see this, thank you, bro. You kept this franchise from becoming one of the worst ones in the NBA. And you didn't really get a fair shake coming out of college from people who doubted you, people who said that you were a terrible pick in the lottery. And I'll be honest, I didn't know a lot about you either coming out of Lehigh, but you showed the whole entire world what a kid from Lehigh University, a 4-year starter, a 4-year player from a mid-major college can do in the NBA. And you made us all believers of what you and Damian Lillard could do. And you really fought with Steph and Clay as the best backcourt in the NBA. You saw a lot of other duos come and go, but you and Dame were the two that stayed alongside Steph and Clay. And for that, like I said, I just want to say thank you.